I think one of the reasons why Morning Glory Swamp has a bad reputation is to do with a murder that I don't think it has fully left everyone's minds. The murder took place in 1858, and it's been mentioned in articles periodically over the last 150 years, so that it's never really forgotten. The details are a little skewed over all these years, but I think it's that story that gives the swamp a bad reputation. There is, people say that, oh, there's blue lights in the swamp, and there's ghosts in the swamp, and oh, don't walk in the swamp after dark, and I don't know why you would anyway. But this murder occurred between Kelly and O'Leary. And just to set it up, what happened was there were, in 1858, there was a contract awarded to a man named Ferguson to build a new bridge over the Black River, which in those days, the eastern Black or the lower Black River was the Pefferlaw River. That's what they referred to it as. So there was a contract to build a new bridge. And there was a man named Cole who locally was hired to supply the timber for this. And Cole had hired O'Leary, John O'Leary, and Hugh Kelly, amongst other people, to help him haul the lumber out of the woods. And I guess there was some dispute regarding the wages because John O'Leary brought charges up against Cole. He brought him before the assizes or the magistrate's court or one of these for the money that was owed to him. And in fact, Hugh Kelly provided evidence against O'Leary. So O'Leary was very upset about this. They actually had to go to Aurora for this hearing, this court. And upon returning to Georgina, everyone met at the Morning Glory Hotel. And this was in August 1858. And Cole, who was glad to have, I think he won his battle, his case, and he was brought. He brought everybody back to the hotel, and he offered everyone a round of drinks. But John O'Leary refused to drink. He was very upset because he was still owed his wages as far as he was concerned. So he refused to drink. And when the evening kind of petered out for everyone, they went home. Kelly and O'Leary and a man named Young walked home together. The story goes is that they were walking through the swamp, a road through the swamp. This could be either Highway 48 or it could be closer to Weir's Side Road, because Highway 48 didn't exist anything like it does today. It was through the swamp, and I think most traffic went down Morning Glory Road because they had to go around the swamp because it was just too soft to travel. So anyways, they were on the road and they got into an argument. Young had already branched off and gone in a different direction, so this left Kelly and O'Leary on the road. And they got into a fight, and another man by the name of Walker was approaching from the other direction. And he, just when he came within sight of the two, they were fighting, they were physically fighting. And he saw O'Leary push Kelly down, and then O'Leary saw Walker coming and he ran off. And Walker ran up and saw Kelly on the ground and said, "Are you okay?" And Kelly said, "Is that you, John?" And John could see this, John Walker could see that Kelly had been stabbed, and there was a bloodied waistcoat or a vest off to the side of the path. And he died within seconds of John Walker arriving. So John Walker alerted the authorities, one of whom was Dr. Noble, and they did an autopsy on this poor man, Kelly, and found that he had been stabbed several times. And Walker told them it's O'Leary who we should be looking for. So this happened just a few minutes after sundown, the murder. And it wasn't until 4 a.m. that the search party found O'Leary coming out of the woods. He was bloodied. He had blood on his clothes, on his shirt. He had no coat or waistcoat on, which was significant because in those days, a man wasn't fully dressed unless he had a waistcoat or a coat on. And O'Leary came out of the woods at 4 a.m, bloodied on his clothes and his face, and he denied knowing anything about it. Meanwhile, he'd been caught red-handed by Walker. He was covered in blood. His waistcoat, who the search party now held up and pointed it out to him and said, like, "This is yours." So O'Leary said, "Okay, you got me," so to speak.